Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn about heredity, gene and chromosome in this session. So have you ever wondered why an elephant always give birth to only a baby elephant? Have you? This is because of the heredity, which means the passing of the traits from parent to offspring. So why this like how these traits or characteristics are passed from parent to their offspring? To understand that, we need to learn about genes. So genes are nothing but the basic unit of heredity. These are the basic units, like cells are the basic units of our structure, which are responsible for passing these traits from parent to their child. So genes control the traits. Now, where do they lie? So um, inside the cell there is a nucleus, and inside nucleus chromosomes are there, and inside chromosomes there is a long DNA arranged, and the segment of DNA is called gene. So if this is a cell and this is a nucleus, inside nucleus there is a chromosome, something like that, and in the chromosome there are DNA, and the segment, a particular segment of DNA, functional segment of DNA, is called gene. Okay. So and the location on the chromosome where gene is found is called locus. So this is called locus. So alleles is an alternative form of gene, and alleles are designed by letters to describe the genotype. For example, if there is a purple flower and there is a white flower, for purple flower we take a capital P, for white flower we take a small letter p. So these are the alleles that are representing or describing the genotype of this of the flower. Okay. So these gene coding letters, these are alleles that are alternate form of gene. We'll be learning about them in detail when we will be learning about these crossing in the coming session. Now, chromosomes are thread-like structure, and they are present in the nucleus, and they are responsible for carrying information from generation to generation. So chromosome are very important, and they play a very important role in heredity, in cell division, mutation, variation, and repair. We will be learning about them one by one in the coming session. So this is the okay, this is the structure of chromosome. This is centromere. It is an specialized region of chromosome that serve as the attachment site for spindle fiber. And the telomere is this end part is called telomere. And these end parts, they are protective structure at the end of the chromosomes. Okay, and these are chromatid. We call them chromatid sister. It is one of the two identical halves of chromosome. Like this is the half of this chromosome, and they are identical. So this is the structure of chromosome. This middle is one is centromere. These are telomere, the end part. These are the arms of chromosome. This one is short arm. This one is long arm, and these two are called sister chromatids. Now, homologous chromosome, chromosomal pair of same length and centromere position for the genes corresponding to the gene loci are called homologous chromosome. These are the chromosome pair of same length and the centromere position for gene corresponding to same loci are called homologous chromosome. In a pair of chromosomes, and we can see these are the like same alleles are present on them. So these are the homologous chromosome. So humans have 22 pair of autosomes that are homologous. We have basically we have 23 pair of chromosome, out of which 22 are autosomes, we call them, and they are homologous. They are identical. They have the same alleles. Like these are the duplicated chromosomes have sister chromatid with identical alleles. We can see they have the identical alleles, right? So this is the homologous chromosome. Like in this is we have like 23 pair of chromosome, and out of which 22 are autosomes. They have the same length, we have learned, but one pair, we call it sex chromosome, and that are not homologous. As female have homologous chromosomes, females have homologous, but males have non-homologous chromosome, that is XY. In case of female, it is XX, and in case of male, it is XY. Now, trait. A trait is denoted by a gene or genes that are received from each parent. So, when trait, we have studied what is heredity. Heredity means trait are passing from parent to their offspring. So, they are denoted by gene. If we are talking about one character or one trait, it can be one gene or many genes. So trait can be denoted by two dominant gene. So to denote, we use genes, and it can be dominant or it can be recessive. Or it can be like both the genes are dominant, and there can be a case where both of them are recessive, and it can be that one is dominant and other gene is recessive, which determine the genotype and phenotype of an organism. Let's understand it with the help of an example. Will be very easy to understand using this example. So, what are dominant trait? Dominant trait are always expressed when the allele is dominant, even if only one copy exists. So, let's say uh, we took we took a flower and we crossed them. Let's say we took a flower, capital B, and it is having uh, two alleles, capital B and small b. So it is having capital B is representing purple color and small b is representing white color. But even when we see the flower, it is showing us the purple color. It means that capital B is dominant over small b. Okay, it is controlling, like it is the dominant, so it is expressing its character. So there are two allele, capital B and small b, but the capital B one is the dominant and small b is the recessive. So if the capital B represent purple color, if both of them are same, so it is representing purple color, and it's obvious because both are dominant. If one is capital B and other is small b, that is one allele is representing purple color, other one is representing white, it is still showing purple color flower. Why? Because this one is dominant over the small b. But what in case of recessive, if both the alleles are recessive, then it will be showing the white color, like in this case, because both are recessive. So it is going to express their color. So dominant allele is denoted by capital letter always. So for instance, in this example, P flower color is represented by capital B and small b, where capital B is the dominant and representing purple color flower, and the small b is recessive and representing white flower. So the capital B and capital both, when both are capital, it is obviously going to show the dominant trait. If one of them is dominant over other, the color of the dominant allele will be will be will we will be able to see, because this one is dominant over the other. So this is important. Okay, so in what homozygous condition? If it has two copies of the same allele coding for a particular trait, like this chromosome is having both the alleles are same, capital P, capital B. In this case, again both the alleles are same, so they show it is a copy of same allele coding for a particular trait. It contain only one type of allele, either dominant or recessive. like in this case both are dominant and in this case both are recessive. Alleles can be represented by conditions such as homologous dominant or homologous recessive. So capital B is homologous because they are both same but dominant. Small b is homologous but recessive. So we always represent with capital dominant allele with capital letter, and with the small letter we represent recessive. Now heterozygous condition, it has two different copies of alleles. Like in this case we can see a capital B and a small b, or a small b or a capital B. So this is heterozygous. Hetero means different. So it has two different copies of allele which are coding for a particular characteristic. So it contains different allele for the trait, both dominant and recessive. One has to be dominant, another recessive, because and it has to be different. So complete dominance, codominance, and incomplete dominance is seen in heterozygous condition. So what is complete dominance? Complete dominance means one is completely dominant over other. Okay, incomplete dominance mean mixture of something. We'll be learning about them in detail one by one. So yes, now what is phenotype? The physical expression of a gene is called phenotype. Phenotype means physical expression, like the which we can see physically, like the height and the color of human beings, flower color of pea plant, which we can see. So that when traits are passed from parent to offspring, we can see it. Like we talk, like we in human beings we talk that we have, you must have observed that the offspring is resembling with the parent. This is because of the phenotype. This is an example of phenotype that we can see, and this is because of the passing of the trait from generation to generation. But what is genotype? When we talk about genotype, is genetic makeup of a gene. Like a genotype is an organism genetic information. For example, the capital B. This is a homozygous dominant. Homozygous means same alleles. Dominant means capital letter, right? So this is a genotype. This is a genotype, and because we can see about the genetic information that it is a homologous, it is a dominant, and these alleles are representing the genotype. For example, capital B and small b is representing purple color, or let's say in this example, okay, capital B is for brown color eyes and small b is for bluish color eyes. So and the but in the phenotype, what we will be seeing in the phenotype, it will be representing the brown color eye, right? But if we go deep down into it, if we see its genetic makeup, it is having a one allele which is of color bluish color eye, right? So genetic makeup tell us in detail, like phenotype we can just see that it is brown color, but it is having a recessive allele, that is allele from the blue color eye, that can pass from next that can pass from this generation to the next coming generation. So it has its effect also. See, the dominant one is dominant over the recessive, but recessive has its effects also. We will be seeing it after crossing, when we'll learn about how we cross like traits and all, and alleles. So we'll be seeing that. So phenotype is like this physical color, but genotype means this. When we talk about this, that it has both the alleles, but phenotype it is representing one type, but it has other gene as well. So this is genotype, but this color is representing phenotype. So let me summarize what we have learned. We learned about the gene, that this is a basic unit of heredity, and heredity means the passing of trait from parent to the child. And then we learn about alleles, that are alternative form of gene. And we'll learned about the homologous chromosome, heterologous chromosome, that is capital B or small b small b. This is the homologous condition. But heterozygous condition means capital B small b, capital B small b, capital B. So this is heterozygous condition. And we learned about the dominant and recessive trait gene. If capital letters are always representing the dominant character. Let's say this is capital B, capital B. So this is dominant. If it is representing capital B, small b, the dominant will be expressing its phenotype because it is dominant over the other. If both the genes or both the alleles are recessive, then only it will be expressing its phenotype. So these are the things that we have covered, and so we'll be learning more about it in the coming session. Thank you.